Wednesday with your favorite business development program on radio, Masterclass. Masterclass is powered by Joy Business and brought to us by Goyle. Goyle say industry, get it right. Masterclass comes your way every Wednesday at 1:15 p.m. here on your superstation, Joy 99th month of the year. We always say here on the show that if there's something that you plan to do, something you've put down as a New Year's resolution, something you're thinking of doing, working on it, start doing it, and then by all means be able to have some result for it. In the last couple of weeks in our conversation and our free trade area and the immense benefit that was going to bring to our businesses, I won't dwell too much on that today because we had about four weeks of Masterclass. Download all the videos of Masterclass on the after, which is in the last 4 weeks. And first of all, get educated. Then find out where the secretariat is. Because an aspect of our conversations here on Masterclass, and like we do here on Masterclass, everything we do here is to help make your businesses better. As an economy, as a nation, we all become better and Ghana becomes great and strong like we all want it to be. So today's conversation is many things. I mean, when we get interactive, I'm sure I'm going to be hearing a lot from you, my cherished listeners, on what effect COVID-19 has had on you and your business. We do things. I dare say that it has changed our culture, because what is culture? Culture is the way a group of people live and behave. Their beliefs things today going on about working remotely, having access to your documents, working from home, as some people have March or February last year when COVID struck. And yet, there are also institutions which have been to the office throughout, and all professions work from home. Can we do radio from home? Do our frontline health workers, can they work from home? What is it that you do? How does technology support the agenda of working from home? And it's a very interesting conversation. You might want to stay tuned in and find out how the use of technology can help beyond automation. This is necessitated by the current situation we find ourselves in. Are people receptive? Are people ready? Because they think that a faceless person will hack into their business. All of these conversations, we'll try and have them here on the show. We've been joined here in the studio by consultant. That's what he does when he's not here at Multimedia. And he's also in charge of a show here for those of us who listen avidly to Joy FM. Technology is for everyone. It's not for some people. We always say that as for technology, it's for the IT people. No, today...
Thank you very much.
Right, and as if it's by design, for those who are watching us live on Facebook, by the way, we're streaming live we're trying to share information on how you can work remotely. So Kobe is at a remote location and he's going to talk to us technology angle. I'm going to let you talk to us for say 10-12 minutes, and then we'll get interactive and try and get some of our listeners to chip in the delivery services that are available and also work from home. Is working from home for everybody? Is it just for some people? What are the benefits? Is it even possible? Give us a perspective, lay it out for us in a certain chronology, and then we'll get interactive at some point. Talk to us, Kobe.
Exactly the same thing. I mean, you can be working remotely and be working from home, but you can be working remote. And I believe that some people have been working remotely for a very long time. Some CEOs, location, the whole time. One thing that happened during COVID was that a lot of people realized for safety reasons and for health reasons. And in our case, for instance, or should I keep files secure, be available at all times. One question that used to come up a lot, they were always concerned about those things. And I used to tell them that, listen, this has been going on for a long time. People who freelance all the time are working, expect results. And now that's the most important thing. The most important, once that you conscientize yourself, that's what I'm looking for, then you will not be bothered by, hey, are my people going to be working? You had a shop and now you want to work remotely. That's even easier because you're running your own business. Say you're looking to reach people in the rest of the country, starting websites, all that kind of thing. That can help you as a small business owner, but as a security, files being sent from one point to the other, and documents that need to be signed. Now I'm zooming with you in the studio from all the way from one part of Accra to the other. Files. Imagine working in a financial institution and you had to send certain files to the office. Institutions, for instance, they have certain protocols that govern how they work. But when you move out of the documents that you are sending, so if you're working remotely and you're working with sensitive files, you want to now. That became a big thing. Everybody was asking me, hey, what's up with the VPNs? Why do we need a VPN when we're working from securing you? They were like a blanket over you. They were like your own shield. there's a whole lot of opening to anyone who could be eavesdropping on your network or say coffee shop. A lot of people make the mistake of connecting to free Wi-Fi because yeah, it's cheap and it's free. And that sensitive document across, that person could intercept it and then steal the documents, or they could actually it would really affect you. Or if it's sensitive transactions that you're making, I could still grab that information. So security is very, very key when you decide to work remotely, unless of course what you're who is selling, probably just making their shoes and selling. The only thing they may be using security with that, but that's not sensitive. Maybe they are documenting how they make their shoes. I said that I will use the security carefully was because a lot of businesses, small businesses, are selling their products, or hackers are stealing Instagram social media accounts, specifically Instagram, because that seems to be easier. That's social media, specifically Instagram. You want to secure that account. You want to make sure that you have something we call two-factor authentication to the person, you, the person who's logging in, to confirm that you're the person trying to log in. Because if they can never bypass that, unless, of course, they get access to your phone. Maybe let's just say they don't get that. You have to protect your account, protect your username and password, and then or their phone numbers or their date of birth. It's very easy for someone to guess. 3 million accounts data leaked. Now, what this means is that you have user names, points. It's very easy for me to build a profile out of you and build an attack, hack you, access into your device. I mean, yes, could go further. If the person really, really has meant you close attention to and keep your cards close to your chest, that'll be your personal details. Now, very important. It can be very dangerous to be on a network. I mentioned already. And then at 1 o'clock, you don't send a document, you send it at 2 o'clock, and I ask you and you say, oh, my internet. And remote work doesn't also mean that you're only working within the country you're working in. You could be possible for us to reach anyone, anywhere. Now, if you're working remotely, it's because I'll be breaking up, there'll be drops, and it would be pretty much useless. Internet is not reliable. Some would ask, so what would be a reliable internet connection? I go today and it's fast, and you end up in Pantang and it's not fast. Your location can determine the internet speed. There's been a time when I had to be driving around. Now, someone would ask, so how are you doing an internet test? You can use, there's so many ways of doing it. Open your browser to and from servers to see how fast your internet connection is. Now, if you're getting second and above, if you're getting anything less than that, it's not really ideal. So it will be 5 and above. Anything above 5, you're good. If you're getting gigabits per second, 2 thumbs up for you. You are perfect. That would affect your video conferencing. That could affect you sending large internet speed is ideal. And if you find a location that maybe your location, your home, your internet speed is not good, you might want to check internet there, try, and then find a good internet speed. What could also, I've been to people's offices, homes, and the Wi-Fi router is sitting in a corner on the floor somewhere. That is and away from away from as much glass as possible, because glass blocks the signals. Storeroom, for instance, you have defeated the purpose of the Wi-Fi router. Ideally, you should put it somewhere in circular manner. It doesn't flow like the way it's there and then it reaches there and it gets it. No, there are waves. So it goes out in ripples, and you want to make sure that the more devices connected to it, some of them may be downloading in the background. You may be thinking that, oh, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, it's slow. Maybe there's a device, your other devices are probably connected to your Wi-Fi, also running maybe a software update, Windows update, for example. You want to more than 5 years old, this might be a good time to change it, because we have new Wi-Fi technologies out there right now, Wi-Fi technologies, to ensure that you're getting optimal internet speed. Now, remotely, tech-wise, is the device you're going to use to have access to all these things. That's your laptop or your desktop, where we have very erratic power supply. You might be in the middle of a meeting using a desktop not connected to a UPS, and the power goes. I mean, albeit it's recoverable, but it could be recoverable, but you don't want to take chances. Maybe you just did an edit the desktop is connected to. If not, ideally, you should use a laptop, because laptops have inbuilt batteries that in case of any laptops are portable, so you can take it wherever you want to go. Some may ask, what about if I'm using an iPad? It's versatile as an actual laptop. I mean, time and time, these tech companies, regular laptop or desktop. But if you're just working on, say, documents and just sending and receiving, you can even just use your smartphones. If you're lucky, you have a very powerful smartphone, something like maybe a Samsung Galaxy document. Yes.
Right. That's so much information. I'm super excited. I think we're going to have to ask all the questions they want to ask, because I'm getting a lot of questions here, both on social media and in other platforms, asking. So have the phone lines to open, then we can sort of continue with a bit more of the information. So we're going to get interactive, but we'll do that right after this.
Interact with us on Facebook via the Joy 99.7 FM or Joy Business page. You can also call us on 0302 216541 or send your questions and contributions through to the attention, everyone. Class is in progress.
Welcome back. This is Masterclass. And so in these moments of increasing SMEs, business owners, First Code Management Services provide advisory, facilitation support, training, and capacity building. First Code Management Services are your first point of call for all your management support services. Talk to them today or call 64. Locate us at 60A Westlands Boulevard, West Legon, or visit us at www.first. This convenient and exciting. Goil's e-payment systems are now compatible with the GH Link, the national payment platform. Now you can use your GH Link card on oil to the Go card. Every fuel purchased is recorded automatically on your monthly bank statements, helping cardholders track and manage them across Ghana. Go cashless and protect yourself, and stick to all the COVID-19 protocols in these times. God, that's 0302216541. How has COVID affected you, especially with reference to how you work remotely away from your workshop to invent everything ourselves? Let's learn from each other's experiences. Pick up that phone and give us a call. 0302216541. Site, what is your situation? Pick up that phone, give us a call. 0302216541. You can also send us your comments on 0551. I had a question to ask. Is working remotely for every business? Is working remotely for every business?
Totally. He can work on his cases remotely. A doctor cannot work remotely. He can consult with it. They can be made easier. They can be made more efficient by enabling remote to maybe I have a rash and then I need a doctor to inspect the rash. I could, have a Zoom conversation. Alternatively, let's say if I worked in legal, like I mentioned, and I had to talk to use that could help you plan your day, plan your schedules with your clients and all.
Well, talking about tools, I mean, I was going to come to that, and I think that it's important to bring that clarity. Working from home, if you like, or remotely, it's not necessarily for every single business, global village. It's also absolutely important that we do not have the mindset that working remotely is for somebody else, and it's for majority of us, like we're saying here in this conversation, working remotely is absolutely possible. Because, like Kobe was saying a few minutes ago, 02216541, that's 0302216541. Pick up that phone, give us a call. Let us a fake experience. 0302216541. You can also send us your comment on 0551111997. Kobe, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation. I think if you want to get the network working for you perfectly, one needs to have multiple net. Very terrible. So I changed it and put a different one in there. Instead of downloading, it's downloaded. Now when I go to my home, I change the SIM, and the other SIM, which was terrible into my here, seems to be working faster. So I think for that much. And secondly, I also want to touch on the fact that when you are dealing with, for instance, by the time that we are asleep, they are working. So if you are not able to adjust to their time, then you cannot meet their target. So that
something that's, if you like, a call to action for all of us, but with particular emphasis on this whole thing is coming to play now. It's coming center stage. Institutions have a primary and a secondary link. Most institutions do now. So we're saying that if you're a small company, you have not done this yet. Netflix. At some point, the thing kept going around because everybody was drawing on the internet.
It's a big bowl of fufu and we are all eating from it. if we're all eating one, we take one and give to everyone, it wouldn't impact those of us with a small hand. And he's right about the switching between networks. I was actually using both networks working. I have about 4 different networks active at almost every point in time, just in case.
They are big consumers. And you were just talking about the unit of measure for consumption being megabytes per second. What are some of the other providers for anybody? But just so people know who they are, who's providing your internet?
Okay, so I realized that some business you're using multiple devices. And if you're using a home provider internet, you're getting that internet from a pool. So going for, let's say, a Vodafone home broadband for your business, you're getting that internet from a pool. You want to get a fit who actually tailor their services for businesses. I mean, sometimes they can also provide for homes, but their connections are, you can get a dedicated services from them. You have to ask the right question. So when you're trying to get internet connectivity, those are the things that you need to learn. And then your own system at home, in your business, your router, you find someone getting gigabit internet and then using from Ghana water, and then you put a water hose, a garden hose at the end. The pressure that is coming with that garden hose cannot.
So if you're a business, what we are saying is that your internet setup is something that you shouldn't assume you know how to do it, or you should get proper professional. Talking about working from home, you spoke about desktops and laptops. Naturally, if I'm going to be working remote, is it safe to use public internet? A lot of people look at this thing and so they're in airports, they're in hotels. You see people office work. Talk to us about that very briefly also. Airport internet,
right. So like
hotel
I mentioned
internet,
earlier,
public internet.
The news or something. But the moment you start to do sensitive stuff, like you're entering information, don't forget that the moment, and you're not the only person enjoying that free internet. That it could be a lot of players on that network. They could be listening in for credit card information, for username and password, because they don't stay on your device. And that person could play what we call the man in the middle attack, and then intercept that information. They could either change it, be end-to-end encrypted. Like, for instance, WhatsApp messages are set to be end-to-end encrypted. That means that before it leaves your device, it
intercepts your data.
But I wouldn't advise it, because, the more we keep saying the hunter has probably found a way to beat your encryption.
Beautiful. If you just tuned in, this is Masterclass here on the channel. Give us a call, 0302-216-541. That's 0302-216-541. Or send us your comments on 055-11-119 phone and give us a call. In these moments of increasing uncertainties, firms are compelled to seek tailor-made solutions to reduce risk and grow their business. For company formation and business setup, for corporate secretarial and business compliance, for accounting, for research and market entry, for trust on 0302-297-2263 or 0302-297-2264. Locate us at 60A Westlands Boulevard. Your story, what's your specific situation? Still got a few minutes here on the show. 0302-216-541. How have you been working? We've spoken about the devices. Let's talk a bit about the attitude. And it's a big conversation, but what should people look out for? I say that because sometimes people are a bit relaxed when they're working remotely, and they forget that the same securities, that password management, all of that. And as you talk about that, tell us about passwords. How strong should a password be? Should you write it down? One individual, and after two attempts, I realized that it wasn't coming out, and I noticed that I was using the wrong pin. We can't remember all the passwords and passcodes, but you people say we shouldn't write it down.
But it's two things. Either you have a system or you get a password manager. Now, password manager is a software that you just, whenever you try to access that website or that service, it would fill in that password for you, or you just use that one password for password manager, and then you close it, or it will fill it in for you. If it's on your device, you can use your biometrics, maybe your fingerprints or your face are broken into. It's usually what we call the brute force attack, where passwords, a lot of dictionary words have been put together to get in. So if your password is a common word that can be found in the dictionary, is a password that has been hacked before, it's definitely in a database specifically for password. So a password could be a Ghana word like Kolomo, and then you won't find that in the dictionary.
But if you make it so complicated, you forget it yourself.
But if it's a system that you made yourself and every quarter. I've made it, I've made it a job, a task, or a habit to change my password every 3 months. It did come before or after. But then after 2 tries, and I remembered, it's until 2FA. So even though it's difficult remembering all of them.
Right. Very briefly, we're almost out of time.
Password manager.
20 seconds if you can. Behavior. What should be our...
Man, know thyself, right? So if you know that you're very, you're not the person that can be set alarms with it, so it reminds you to do everything at every single time. When it comes to security, you don't write a full thing, just a summary, a hint that could remind you that, oh, that's the password. So
we're going to look at the investments that companies should make, behavior, how they should enforce it. You spoke earlier on when you were introducing this conversation about us having been fixated on people talking about the transition itself, probably in other conversations. But what should we look forward to in our conversation next week?
So just as you mentioned, who delivers but is not very efficient. You want to be able to maximize the efficiency out of all your employees working remotely, and then the tools they can use.
Right. Thank you so much, Kobe. I know that there'll be a lot more interaction probably in the next show, because now we've put the things that you need to look out for. This has been a conversation here with Kobe Spike in Chroma, trying to bring that conversation to play. How does it affect us? One of the things that legacies that COVID Yanara Yedia, and was also brought to us by First Code Management Services. They say industry gets it right. Next week we come your way again with another exciting. Thank you for watching and listening to us, and see you same time next week.